This is the roller. This is, Orlando's not here, so he left this, so I'm just gonna use this, but yours will be yours, obviously. And you're gonna take one piece of this printmaking paper and cut it in half. One piece of this, if you cut it in half, will be plenty big for 2 prints. So this is very straightforward. It's just gonna be like a stamp. Okay, you're inking it, you're gonna put ink on it, and then you're gonna put it on here, and then you're gonna cut it so it's nice and straight. So, first thing you're gonna do is just take a little bit of ink. You don't need much. Put it on there, about the width of this, and then you're gonna roll it. This is probably the most important part, because if it's way too thick, it'll get into all the cracks, and you won't see the detail. And if it's way too thin, it'll be like a gray light color. So you want it to be rolled out the correct thickness, I guess. So I'm just gonna go in here. And the reason I keep lifting it up is because if I just go here and go back and forth, it's not getting ink on it. So I'm lifting it up so that all the roller gets ink, and it's on there really thick. And then I'm just gonna slowly start going back and forth, trying to get ink on the whole roller. Now, when you see it like this is way too thick. You can kind of see, I don't know what kind of marks you would call that, but how you want it is much thinner, and it's gonna make a certain sound that'll tell you you're at the thickness that you want. It's almost like a Velcro sound. You can see it's starting to slowly get to there. I probably put too much ink on here. Take a little ink off here. All right, now there's ink on this whole roller, and it's got that kind of Velcro-y sound if you listen. And then all you're gonna do is take your ink roller, you just go over it, maybe twice, and take your piece of paper. Some people will cut the piece of paper perfect, and they'll have something which aligns it perfectly. For this, the way that I kind of do it is just put it on there, and then I cut the paper so that it's square to the thing. But you can do it whatever way you want. And just put it on there, push down. I'd kind of maybe, or you can put the paper on top and use something that is rounded and kind of smooth to just kind of lightly go over your image. A spoon, usually a wooden spoon is used, if you can imagine that. I'll try to find one of those. And then once you're done, you take it off and you've got your print. Once you have your print, you're gonna leave, just like everything that we've done so far, you're gonna have the sides and the top the same width, and the bottom a little bit larger. So if it's a 1/2 inch here, it would be a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and maybe an inch at the bottom. Do you guys remember that from the past ones? Good. And so after that, take a pencil and you'll sign your name down here, and then I'll have some black paper that we'll mount it on so that it's mounted on a black piece of paper. This can be tricky to get it right. It might take you a few times. I'm gonna get some practice paper that I would use the practice paper with, because we don't have a bunch of this, and this is a little bit nicer and more expensive paper. So you can practice on the practice paper. Questions on how we did it? If you look at it, even with like the reflection at a certain angle, you can see this is different than this. This is very shiny. Can you see it from there? This is very shiny, and this is a little bit more matte, and it's finer. If it's way too thick, it's not going to work as well. That's it. We'll do 2 prints. So I want you to have 2 prints at the end. And then when you're done and you want it to just dry, you can put it on the drying rack over there by the door. Good? All right, let's do it.